Hello, we're Team A, and this is a demo of what we've built over the last 2 days at ETH Denver in 2020. Our hackathon project, called Snaps OpenRPC Generator, is a tool that allows you to generate high-end snaps in a snap. Since snaps use JSON RPC, we can leverage some of the tooling in OpenRPC in order to generate things like clients to access the snap, documentation to figure out how to use it and also to play around with it, and also a snap scaffold with strongly typed interfaces that are generated for you. So let's jump right in by starting out with the first thing in the README here. We're going to start by installing. So we're going to copy the npm installed command and paste that into our terminal. And you can note that we're installing it globally, which is going to give us this snaps OpenRPC generator command. Moving along, the next step is to make a folder for your new snap project. We can copy this command, of course, and slap it in. Now we're going to add an OpenRPC document, which is going to define the functionality that our snap will provide. We're going to grab the hello world example here and output it to a file called openrpc.json. Now we need a generator configuration file, which can easily be created for you by running the init method. The first question you're asked is, where is your OpenRPC document? But since we've left ours in the default location, we don't have to worry about this, and we can just hit enter. Next, we choose where we want to write our artifacts to, which we'll choose the default, of course, of just /. We then choose a name for our snap. My snap sounds pretty good, I think. We then get to pick which components we want. In this case, we're going to choose them all by pressing A and then enter. We then go and give those components names. For the client package, call it client. For the docs, let's call it docs. And that's it. We now have a config for our snap generator. So let's give it a test run. Copy the command in, give it a run, and it's done. Let's take a look at what it generated for us. We got client, docs, snap, and we also have the OpenRPC generator config.json. Now let's test it out. So we go into our snap and we npm install. Once this is completed, we then run npm run build. This runs TypeScript compile, but it also runs the snap CLI's build. We're then going to finally run npm run serve, and that's going to basically make our snap ready to go. So let's move on over to documentation. We run npm install, and then we run npm start. If we wanted to make a production build, we would run npm run build in that case. Once this is started, you can click the link there to localhost, and that'll pop open our docs. Just freshly generated, you can see we have our snap name at the top there and in the center, and we have a link to our plugin documentation, and here it is. We have a list of methods, in this case only just hello. We have a search, as well as showing version and the name. But perhaps most importantly, we have this form field at the top, snap ID, and a connect button. Here I clicked the button, but unfortunately you couldn't capture the plugin window. The plugin window basically just asks, hey, the regular snap stuff, can I use this snap? And then also asks you about the permissions that the snap is requiring. Once again, we're clicking through the UI here. Unfortunately, you can't see it, but it's about to complete, and in which case we are going to show you what you can do with it. We now click on the hello method to open up the documentation for it. We can see that it displays the result being of type string, to no surprise. And the most powerful part of all of this, without a doubt, being the inspector, which allows us to make calls directly to our snap. This is really nice because users can try out your plugin before they start integrating it with their software as well. So that's the first part, the main line of the demo. Now we're going to show you a little more fancy bits here. So naturally, the next step would be to make some changes to your snap. To do this, we're going to go ahead and open up our OpenRPC JSON file, and we're going to start adding stuff. So let's start by adding a method called addition. It takes two numbers, adds them together. Simple as that. We're going to copy our hello method to start, and go ahead and change the method name to addition, as we said. Next, we're going to describe our parameters. we're going to have two parameters, one called A, one called B, both of them integers. Next, we described the result being C, which is also an integer. We then jump over to the example. We're going to define one, say 2 plus 2, returning big surprise 4. So we've now added our new addition method, but where is it implemented? As obviously you can see it's not, and we just wrote it only in the spec. So that's what we're going to use the generator for once more. The generator can be run idempotently. That is to mean that once changing the OpenRPC document, you can just rerun it again and it will generate you whatever is missing, as well as update things that have changed since the last time you've run it. And you can see here, and totally on purpose I swear, we have some errors here just to demonstrate the JSON schema validation of all of this good stuff. And it's letting us know that there's an error with the OpenRPC document. The examples are incorrect. The parameters actually have to be wrapped like such, passing in value and name, and that allows us to show some really rich, nice data inside of the documentation. So having fixed that, let's go ahead and regenerate. Done. And now we have a generated method sitting there for us in the methods folder called addition. It is very strongly typed for us, which is nice. It takes A and B, resolves our example of 4, but it seems that we have ourselves a little bit of a TypeScript error. Looking at the error, it seems that we have forgotten to put required true on these parameters. So let's go ahead and do that and just regenerate. That's now finished, and we can see that addition is now error-free. Woohoo! So we should be now ready to go ahead and try out our new addition method. We're going to go ahead and rebuild the snap and then restart serving it. But we don't need to re-update the docs because it's running in dev mode and it's going to just auto-update for us. So we go back over to our docs and we refresh the page to find that we have our addition method. Not just that though, we click the connect button, which I remind you, you cannot see at this very moment. But once that process has been finished, we jump over to our addition method and the playground, and we can go ahead and give it a rip. Bam, it works. I know. Well, that concludes the end of today's demo. I have shown you only the tip of the iceberg, but hopefully that's enough for you to look at more and, make some cool stuff. Alright guys, bye bye.